You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at The Experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Happy Monday. The spam background is back.
Oh, thank God.
We both have our own can.
Cheers, man.
So, all right. Rob, you got to run out and get some for yourself.
I got one right over there. I just got to step like 4 feet. I'll bring it in soon. Good to be here. How's everybody doing? This is exciting.
Not bad for a Monday, I guess.
Everybody have a good weekend at home?
So, yeah, it was all right. I mean, we got Dave Cerrone was first in the house. Marcus, Triple B in there. Ron, what's going on, buddy? Jeff Wedding, thank you guys as always for joining us. If you missed our show on Robbie's show on Friday, we had a great topic. You should have been there for that. You probably shouldn't
be missing that show because it's a lot better than this one.
Hey!
If you're gonna miss any show of Robbie's, miss this
take
one.
it easy.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, look at that! 25% less sodium.
I have to be heart conscious, y'all. Heart healthy. Come on.
No, this one's for fat people. It's normal. It's just
sodium is the silent killer, they say, right? So there you go.
Well, Robbie had a great topic, and we went well over the time.
Good.
It was is streaming ruining movies? And it just opened that door up, boy. Yeah, Marcus, you're right. We don't do a Rex cap on that show. Rex just keeps talking if he finds a topic that he's really passionate about, and that one really, I guess, pushed some buttons, man. I was going on.
That was a good conversation. Somebody in the comments said that they thought it was the best conversation me and you have had together since we started doing them.
Whoa, now that is quite a statement, but it was an excellent topic, dude. We could have gone a couple hours with that one.
It was. It's John, if you're not familiar, it all came out of the Matt Damon was on the show Hot Ones. And they asked him why movies are different, like everything's just like a remake or a requel or a Marvel movie or something. And he said it was like when we lost the DVD sales, we lost that secondary bump. Nobody wants to put money into a smaller film because it's not going to make that in the theater. So I don't know. It was a cool conversation.
Man. How many Jason Bourne movies can you make?
Yeah, Matt Damon's
the Jason Bourne movies aren't small movies though. You know what I'm saying? He has to make Bourne so he can go do something else.
Is he sitting there complaining about all that? And let's see, Jason Bourne,
he made his
senior citizen.
No. Okay? Now, I don't want you to paint this, Rex. And I don't know Matt Damon. I don't have a horse in that race. But like, don't paint it like he went on there on his soapbox tirade and he was asked a question and he answered what he thought was the answer. He didn't let me get on this Hot Wings show.
It was a setup.
It was a bad answer, and I will say that I will give him a little leeway. Thinking
you want to invite him on the show?
If you'd like to join the show, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to have Matt Damon on the show.
Are
you sure Matt Damon's a little bit out of our?
Maybe the hot wings were too hot. I don't know. Okay, I'm just saying. Right? But it was a great topic. Anybody wants to chime in now that we got John here? About that topic. That'd be great. Or we could just talk about spam if we want.
I'll throw this out real quick because the way I look at this, right, is television came and television came and changed radio, right?
Right.
And then people said television also changed movies.
Mm-hmm.
There's a movie theater in every tiny town. Television came, a ton of those closed, right? Then you had network television. All of a sudden, we got cable, and everybody screamed that network television and movies were again going to be killed because of cable, right? Then we went through all the sort of fiscal.
Hey.
Hi.
I wanted to say thank you for bringing in pizza today. So
John brought
you
pizza.
could use this. I thought
It
it'd be
only
nice
took
to bring more
endless
to
hounding over
Thank
a
you,
year's
Amy.
time for him to finally just bring the food, because he'd rather bring the food than listen to me whine about
It's
it.
in the other room. You get it on break. Thank you, Amy.
You're very welcome.
Number 10. 10 of 25. I don't know how many out there in the wild, but one that's left. This is I like this a lot. We'll talk about this a little bit later.
Well, we do have a Green Hornet book, actually.
Not anymore. I'm taking that too.
Not now.
It's not that one.
So what was your
But my
thought?
point is this. Everything, like Blockbuster came, and they screamed that Blockbuster was going to ruin movies. Blockbuster's gone and movies are still there. But each time something has happened, movies have had to evolve. Big theaters, little theaters. Big screens, little screens, right? I'm old enough to remember when you would go to the mall and there would be 6 100-seat houses to watch stuff in, right? Big, small, big, small. Then they went up to IMAX, RPX, butt kicker seats, all this kind of specialty stuff, right? Now we've got streaming service. Movies will adapt again. There is absolutely no sort of evidence in, we'll call it 100-ish year history of cinema, roughly, that any new technology or platform kills the movie industry. It changes it. And yeah, sure, people lose their jobs change or whatever. I'm certainly not saying that. But 100 years from now, there will be a movie theater somewhere. Maybe it'll be on some big liquid screen and everybody will be in a bubble watching it or something. But there's still going to be movies.
I agree with that.
Because
I agree with that
you
statement.
date back to Roman times, there's always this kind of human condition element.
You know they didn't have movies back then,
No,
right?
but they still gathered together to watch things.
No, I know that.
I remember when people said movies would ruin vaudeville. Not literally, but all those things were said, right?
I don't remember that. Maybe y'all do, but that was a long time ago. Come on.
Well, let me say this: growing up in Philadelphia, if you went into Center City, Philadelphia, a lot of the movie theaters that I used to go to, you could tell was some sort of theater that had vaudeville or whatever they had at the
Old
time.
theaters, they still exist. There's one down in Pitt.
Right. I mean, you had an upper balcony. You had like this huge curtain that, that would draw back to display the movie screen. So obviously those started to disappear when the theaters discovered, well, we can cram 10 times as many people if we, carve it up into like a multiplex. So it's eventually always evolved. So now it's just a question of how it's going to evolve. But I think Damon's point was that the lack of DVD sales created a situation where these lower budget independents aren't getting made. And I took exception with that because that's always existed. That's always been a problem. Okay. And
maybe not so much that they're not getting made, but they're not getting picked up by the studios. Right?
Well, they never did. They never.
They did in the 90s, though, man. When there was that big renaissance, we're talking about the Tarantino, Linklater, Smith days, right? Where all those companies came out, they bought all these smaller films. Now, the thing is not saying is streaming killing the movie industry, but is streaming taking away the extra revenue of, say, a DVD bump, which the world has changed. We're not arguing that should come back, right? But now people are less willing to put money into a smaller film. So it's not that is streaming and not having this DVD home video bump. It's not saying, is it killing the industry? Is it making the movies worse or more dumbed down or more for the general audience? Because people are still going to see things like Top Gun Maverick and the Marvel movies and stuff like that. But where are these smaller movies? Like when we were in the 90s, like we don't get movies like Green Mile and Good Will Hunting because Matt Damon's on the brain. You get what I'm saying? Like those aren't the big movies that are out in theaters anymore. But I don't know. I mean, the game has changed. Like John said, you got to evolve or die, right?
I'll tell you what
Rubenstein and Joel in the house. What's going on, guys?
I'll tell you what Kevin Smith said about this a couple of years ago at Comic-Con. He was on a yacht for, I think, IMDb or something. And people asked about this. And Kevin Smith said, someone will be me. Somebody's just bringing it up. Somebody's just brought up Kevin Smith. And Kevin Smith said it this way. This is how I launched my career. He said, there will be another me somewhere. They will just do it differently, but using the same thing I did. Also, the first time I heard this thing about where are all the dramas going, where are all the great works of cinema going, the first time Kevin Smith remembered reading that article was during the opening weekend success of Terminator 2.
Right.
All the hands were ringing that this is going to ruin the industry. Real cinema is dead. It's just going to be these sort of explosive bodybuilder movies. Jerry Bruckheimer has sort of taken over the industry. And I was like, okay, I mean, I get what you're saying. And I'm not even saying it's totally wrong, but I keep hearing this. I'm old now. I was hearing that when I'm young. I'm old. And now I literally go to the movies 5 days a week.
Yeah, well, we all know that. That's why Regal's in big trouble.
And small films have come out. Black Phone is a small film.
What was that movie that I haven't seen yet? Everything Everywhere.
All at once.
Oh yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
See, like for instance, that's a family drama, right? But it had to have like a sci-fi concept to really kind of like make it work. And Black Phone, I think Black Phone lives. No, I get what you're saying, but like then Black Phone is separate because horror movies have this lovely place where there are always independent horror films. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know there are always people that are making indie films, and Rex was talking about like with the internet, so many people now, you can just get your iPhone, make a movie. And if you're good, if you're talented, you can make it. Yeah, but it doesn't mean people are going to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these, you're not going through YouTube, Rex, searching for the 300 indie short films that were made today and uploaded. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation.
So something Kevin Smith said recently that I wanted to mention because he's modified and expanded his statement, John, that he said at San Diego. If he hadn't sold DVDs and VHSs of Clerks to the very small crowd that was into it, he wouldn't have gotten to make Mallrats. But now the idea is if he can make a movie, instead of selling DVDs and Blu-rays, he needs to sell digital copies through his website to fund his next movie. So the independent guys are just going to have to get creative and market online and do things that 30 years ago or 20 years ago or 5 years ago would have thought impossible.
Yeah.
Now,
other than Blair Witch, I can't think of a single movie that sort of used that kind of, like you actually went to the website. Like I remember being old, people were going to the Blair Witch website and they're like, this is real, this is so, and I was like, I think this is going to be for a movie.
That was like one of the first websites I had bookmarked, man. And what is the Matrix? Like,
yeah. And people were, so yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, like that wasn't the year. I'm glad Kevin Smith actually amended that because I think like about half the people didn't really agree with him. Like almost anytime I go to a Kevin Smith thing, about half the people are sort of into it. And about half the people are like, Kevin Smith made a comment one time about, I'm not really into criticism. You don't like my comic book? Let me read your comic book. He said that in New York about 5 or 6 years ago. He said, if you don't like that, you know, and the problem with that is when you do that, then it's, you know, and people argued, well, wait a minute. So you don't want your stuff to be judged? It's not that he doesn't want to be judged. He just doesn't want to hear it.
All right. So we're going to come back to this because, I mean, this is a pretty wide open question.
We got some comics to sell tonight, right?
Let me get to the best offer books. And then I think Dave Cerrone had a question. Is John going to National $3 Movie Day? Why would he do that? He'd be spending 3 times what he's got to spend now. That would make absolutely no sense at all, right?
You know who this guy is? Come on.
That's amateur day. I'll give everybody else a chance to bump
up right. All right, so let's get to our best offer books. So we have 5 best offer books tonight. Starting with Ken Berg, what's going on, buddy? Starting off with Aquaman 80th Anniversary #1, signed in silver by Dan Jurgens. Suggested retail of $69.99. It is number 2 of 41. And we got a little crazy with the best offer. So this is going to be a best offer book starting at $5.
Oh, man, what?
Yep. Just going to get everybody all into the action tonight. So that is a best offer book starting at $5. All right. So almost as good a deal as John and his Regal VIP card.
I will tell everyone again, do that now because they're going to go broke.
Yeah, so I want to give him my money now.
So
wonder
you
why.
can go see a bunch of movies for a low price.
All right, so we're Rubenstein. Jen King has already upped it.
Hi, Jen.
So you know to 15, my friend. You may not be able to see it.
Did we miss
Because she
anybody?
is,
We said hi to everybody? Did we
I
miss
think we
anybody?
said hi to everybody. I don't know. Dude. I'm old. All right, Jen. Miss Jen, we got you there.
Officially
fine.
unofficial geek.
Yeah, but you have something of substance, Marcus, to take with you. We'll have to ship it to you. Officially unofficial geek. Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. All right, so next best offer book, Department of Truth, number 3, signed by James Tinian IV. Suggested retail of $39.99. It is number 5 of 25, and we're going to make it a best offer book starting at $1.
This
Wow.
is pretty
Wow.
trippy. But
Going
I'd buy
nuts.
that for $1. I'll tell you that.
I'd buy that
There you
for
go.
$1.
This is one of my favorite books right here, man. I love this book.
Yeah, it's just trippy. This
Well, you
book
mentioned
is-
it. Yeah, you mentioned it a bunch of times. All right.
For
so
people who are tired of superhero comics, this might be one of the top 2-3 things you can read.
Especially
so
if you
we
like
got-
if you like Vertigo stuff from the 90s, this is right up your alley.
Yes.
all right, where Rubenstein, Marcus beat you, and then Jen King is up the ante. So Marcus is at $1, and Miss Jen has gone to $5. All right.
And this is like a second or third printing too, right? With the blue cover. I think
I
it
think
is.
so.
I think
Yeah, this
so.
makes it even more rare actually if you care about stuff like that. So smaller
Steve
print run.
C, welcome. Unfortunately, and you guys may not be able to see it because Miss Jen is using Facebook to watch. So we see it here on StreamYard, but you may not see it if you're using YouTube. So Miss Jen is at 5, guys. Emmy Comics, what's up, bud? All right, so let's go to our next best offer book. I'm going to try to squeeze these in before we got to go to the break. Spawn number 321, variant covers, CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. It's going to be a best offer book starting at $25. Run amok. All right, and we have some great boy stuff today as well. All right, so that is a slab 9.8, and it is the best offer starting at $25. All right. And then we're going to do Immortal Red Sonja number 1, premium version cover by David Nakayama. Okay, so Marcus is in at 25. You got it, Marcus.
Who beat me out on that Hulk Hogan CCA? They're off my Christmas list.
I forget who.
I don't know who it was that got that.
All right, so Miss Jen is
Jen is
in.
up to 25 at Spawn.
Marcus started at 25, so
Marcus started at 25, Miss Jen. So you're going to have to come up a little bit on that one. All right, so next is the Immortal Red Sonja number 1, premium virgin cover by David Nakayama. Suggested retail of 100. We sell these all day long for 100. And it is going to be a best offer book starting at $1.
wow. Nice
You know,
collars.
Oh no, not this again.
And here comes
I love the
collar.
DNA signature. That's
All right,
very
so
cool.
Miss Jen is up to 27 on that. All right, gotcha, Miss Jen. All right, so I got that down. All right, now we got our Immortal Red Sonja starting at $1, best offer. And just for everybody
Look at
new,
those quads. Isn't that true, man?
Yeah, she does not skip leg day, y'all.
so Marcus is in on that for 5. Gotcha, Marcus.
That's great. What did you say? She doesn't skip leg day? No, she does not.
All right,
No, not
Preston
at all.
is up to 7. Hey, Preston, what's going on, man?
She might skip arm day. I don't know, but not leg day.
Skip arm day.
I was talking to one of our cosplayers, and she's working on that chainmail, like the vest. She was a little bit behind on it, and then she started reading the story, and she loved the vest. So she went to like a Renaissance fair person nearby, and it's going to be a while. Apparently,
Well,
it's
I
easy
can't
to
imagine,
draw,
you
but
know.
apparently when you do like a chainmail or a scale mail vest, it takes a while.
Steve C. No, my suggestion is stay on YouTube because you can see most of our viewers are on
Yeah.
YouTube, so you'll see the chat. Miss Jen is the only one, but she, when she watches, she usually does it from Facebook and is an active bidder. So I'll keep everybody up to date, and then I've got Jay who produces our shows, who will also keep track of it as well. All right, so last best offer book of the night. This one's a CCA. Mighty Morphins Power Rangers #1, signed by Kyle Higgins and Ken Hazer, with blue Power Ranger cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. And it is a best offer book starting at 10. All right.
What Mom said? Rex, please share my CGC grading info for the metal covers.
Yeah. Ron, if you want to touch on that, be my guest. We'll cover. Ron got some of his stuff back.
It should be a 10.1 because it's metal.
All right. So those are the best offer books. I got them all out.
Did they give it harsh grades because of like thumbprints or smudges or something? Like what happened? I'm curious now. Ronald, share.
One collection down, station, buddy.
Hey, Fable,
right.
Station, buddy.
So, all right. So that is our best offer books, and I will do a Rex cap because for Preston, it's not really a show unless that happens.
People got that hashtag Rex cap T-shirts. You're gonna put that in the merch down below.
I know. I should copyright. I should copyright trademark that. I have to call an attorney.
Forget Dynamite merch. We need this show for this show.
Maybe we could name a sandwich Rex cap.
I could.
You have the ability to do that.
They would have to have mushrooms, right? Mushroom
Yeah.
caps, get it? Yeah, it'd have to have mushrooms on it. Do you like mushrooms?
Yeah, it would
I
have to
do.
be like the cap part of a sirloin. Yeah, you're right. It would have to be like a. Kyle probably know the better cut than I would, but he's probably.
Steve C, I like this one. Is welding a metal cover considered restoration? Depends on your welding skills, I guess, Steve C. I can't say. If you melt it into one big aluminum glob, probably no. Okay. But yeah, so Robbie and I were going to town. That was a lot of fun. I hope that we have an equally riveting conversation this Friday. Officially unofficial keep. We have not, but you know what? We can do that item next. We got 2 minutes before we got to break.
The Harleen.
Let's do that. Let me find it though.
Ronald got a 9.6 on a metal cover.
He did.
That's correct. I was for sure. Man, that's wild.
See, they have to be able to justify that because I'm pretty sure that Ron didn't send it to them with grease stains and fingerprints. Right?
Well, actually, Ron had those guys wipe it off too. So
I wonder what the note said then. Interesting.
Ron says he hadn't seen any. So when you look it up,
here's the deal.
there's no
Dynamite created metal covers, so we're the standard on what 10, not them. So if we're telling you it's a 10, it's a 10. They don't have any experience.
Hey, none of those Invisible Comics graded out of 10, did they?
Right? No, if I was Nick, I would be furious. I'd be on a plane to CGC headquarters. I'd be like, let me explain to you how this works, kid.
All right, so let's do the Harleen before we got to go to break. So we've got Harleen #1, variant cover, CGC graded 9.8, suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $50. All right, so there you go, my friend. Yeah, at this point, there was no, but Ron also gave them his CGC number, and that didn't make it either. So I'm assuming that is a result of just a lag time in them updating the database. So,
I never saw.
All right, so wait, logistical question. All right, so officially unofficial geek. What's going to happen is we're going to have two types of items on the show. Buy now, which will throw out the price, and then basically the first person to claim it in the chat wins it. And then we have the best offer items, which is we'll take best offers in the chat until 7:55, right about the end of the show, and we'll do a countdown and we'll do an end line, and the highest bid at that point will be the winner. We generally don't have any kind of sniping. Also, no concerns about that. This is absolutely a great community. And then Jay, our producer, will throw up a link. Very important to fill out the submission form because it will match up your screen name and your real name. And most important part, it'll give us your ship to address. And then based on that, we will invoice you the next day. So that will be tomorrow. All right. So make sure to include your email address as well so we know where to send it. So that's how that will work. All right.
And excellent shipping from Dynamic Forces. I can attest to that. At least everything y'all send me is fantastically shipped, packaged, all that stuff.
Yeah, you shipped me something once instead of me picking it up here. It took my wife a half hour to get it open. It was like
I did have a thing where I had to open a box within a box with it. I thought Pinhead was about to show up in the corner, man. I didn't know what was going on.
I look at my wife. This thing is heavy, and I was like, if I wanted to open my own stuff, I'd have stayed single. So she opens it for me, and it's like one thing after another. She's like, "There's like 3 cardboard envelopes in here." I was like, "Yeah, Rex wanted to make sure my comic made it in one piece."
Well, I know, I want to make sure you're taken care of.
Flat.
Hell, I should have just driven it to your house at that point.
You know what? Considering the fistfuls of stuff I leave here with, don't worry about it.
Drive through, roll my window down. I won't even stop. I'll just fling it out there.
Is it like a newsboy, like just like throwing it out like a paper boy?
John, there goes the
Season 2
through the window.
The Wrath of Rex.
All right, so we got to go to our first break. So stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at the experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox. Who would win, Batman or Superman? It's the age-old debate, except it's so much more complicated than that. Nerd Killer Warfare every week on the experience is your chance to debate other nerds in the questions we've all been asking for years, except we take those debates and turn them up to 11. Go to bit.ly/EXP casting or scan the QR code to be part of the show.
Hi, my name is Brian Phillipson, co-writer on Weed Magic and co-founder of Bliss on Tap Publishing and home of Duel, and you're watching The Experience.
All right, and we're back.
How come I never have a creator spot?
I don't know. And Weird, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining us.
Kyle said it. Do you create comics? Do you do anything? And my answer to everything is no.
No.
In that little bit. Do you do anything? Nah, I really don't.
All right, so I think officially unofficial geek. Yeah, we're good to go. We'll invoice you tomorrow. You get paid on Thursday, and you just send us a PayPal on that day. All right, so no worries there.
I think my next watch unboxing.
Hey guys, guess what just got delivered?
What got delivered?
The mail.
Oh, mail call.
Thank you. It gets delivered every day, Nick, actually, except for Saturday and Sundays.
Is it just me who did? Was it already here, or did it just show up?
It just showed up.
Ronald, something to make you happy.
Oh,
so yep, your shipment is going to be going out. I forget. Amy has it all in.
And Ronald got a second chance.
Ooh.
And this is the Buscema. I'm not going to take these out. They're Ronald.
So we're gonna, yeah.
And there's the Spider-Man.
All right. So those are gonna appear on Wednesday because they came a little bit too late.
Well, the thing is we didn't send them in. We didn't get them all done. So
yeah, well,
you didn't upload it. It's too.
Yeah. By the time it got in the door, we were already well into the afternoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, considering they just showed up a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there was no way we get. But tune in Wednesday. We will have them on Wednesday.
What I will,
Rex, you got officially unofficial geek wants to claim the Harleen. Just want to.
All right, unofficial geek, you got it, buddy. Thank you for catching that, Rob.
And And he hazer mail. There you go. So I was gonna say something. Now I can't remember what it is. I don't know. You know what? Actually, Ronald. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This is why we're not pre-selling these anymore, because they take too long.
Well, not only that, but I mean, from just a logistical end of it, it makes it more difficult.
So then you think
so that's it. That's like a quad cover Spider-Man 100.
Quad covers, yes. So
quad cover. That's a Spider-Man 100 homage, right? Is that what that looked like to me?
I believe it is. Yes.
Oh.
So what we'll have is we'll have it prepped up and ready for Wednesday.
200.
So we'll have the connecting photo shot so they can throw it up. Because believe it or not, there's no way that John and I can hold up the 4 efficiently.
We need 4 people to put it together like
exactly right. Let me see. Official, unofficial, official geek. Just make sure that you click on the link and fill out the submission form. That's the most important part. That gives us the info. Otherwise, we won't know where to send it or to email you the invoice or any of that stuff.
And Rex, you can just refer to her as OUG if that's easier for you than having to say
OUG. No, thank you.
Instead of having to say officially.
That is much easier. OUG. Okay.
A lot of syllables. Come on. I'm trying to save you, Rex.
All right. OUG. Thank you. And thank you for the suggestion, sir. All right.
His back must be killing him from carrying this show.
Oh, stop it, dude.
Oh, whatever. We all know what's really carrying this show.
Yeah. Spam. I can't believe we can't get a sponsorship from them. I mean, think about it. We're pushing spam more than anybody else.
We really are, which is maybe good or bad.
We should be able to get some sort of sponsorship from them.
I want to just really quick, for those people that did not tune in this last Friday where we had the Spider-Man number 7, I want to thank everybody who was a part of it. The only pages we have left are Spider-Man number 1, page 1, I should say. Spider-Man page 12, where I'm waiting for the inks to come in, but this was actually inked on Blue Line. So if anyone bought the Splash, they also get the Blue Line.
Blue Line's my favorite.
And that's it. That's all that's left. Everything else sold.
That line work looks incredible. I think it gets lost in that book with the coloring. I love Ramita and Hannah are so good together, man.
Yeah. It was a nice surprise. Here's the funny thing. I offered this 3 Fridays ago, not this past Friday or the Friday before that, but the equivalent of 2.5 weeks ago. I offered the whole book with the cover. We're Uppenstein, the cover someone is thinking about. So the cover may sell. So
isn't everybody thinking of the cover?
It's the person has it, and we're talking about a trade. So what happened was we didn't sell it. I was working on a trade deal with somebody, cash trade deal. It didn't come together. I had lots of people, lots of fellow fans email me. We're Uppenstein. Are you telling me that you're interested if it doesn't come together? A lot of people asked me, can you break it up? Please break it up. So I ended up breaking it up. And it was pretty cool. So those are the only 2 pages left, and we'll see what happens with the cover. So
all right. So
but I'm going to show something for Wednesday's show. This is going to have to wait till Wednesday because, again, we didn't upload it. But I got a text from somebody who was a little flustered that I showed. They saw the She-Hulks, but they were like, what was that other one that you showed? You got to show it. So I told them it's on Wednesday's show.
Creative Keep. Right now, we only have one of the Spidey connecting covers,
and it'll be on Wednesday's show. So just to show it real quick,
Joel says he'll trade you a few Turok number 1s for ASM cover. That would have to be millions of them.
Yeah, the whole print run.
5 cents each. Hold on a second. That's 20 for every dollar. What's 20 times 15,000?
You're the math.
That's a lot. It's 300,000. It's 300,000. Yeah.
Let's see.
No, Ronald has one. I was able to get a second one, Marcus. So this will be for sale on Wednesday. And let me get my ugly face out of here. I never knew it was an insult when my mom called me facha brute.
Oh no, It sounds lovely in Italian.
It doesn't it? Everything sounds
All
nice.
right.
Especially when moms say
I'll
stuff.
save
in the
that and claim the connecting cover today. It's a win-win. Creative Keep. Let me think about it. We didn't even price this out. We didn't even.
It
price
literally,
it out.
yeah. It literally just came
Price
in.
is no object to the Creative Keep.
So everybody tune in on Wednesday because this or
Hey, Neil, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're feeling better, buddy.
I'm going to get out of everybody's way. There are some great comics tonight. John will do his Vanna White. Oh, look, that rhyme.
I
think Preston asked for a Rex cap. Preston, I'm going to get to one more book, and then we will do John's favorite part of the show, which is the Rex cap. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Ron is saying there.
What?
I mean, everybody knows I'm sort of like the in-house cheerleader, but if I take that out, and I never sell anything. I've got stuff that I bought like 30 years ago at cons. I've never sold anything.
Oh, I know that.
No, it's true. But if I was buying these things and you know what I mean? I'm not uncareful with the metal covers I have, but I just kind of put them in my room and I'm like, oh look, I have metal covers now. But for someone that spends the money to get those graded,
right?
It doesn't matter how much the cost is. They have an obligation to get it right. And we're talking about metal. I understand that the CGC's put a bunch of stuff. There's this, there's that, whatever. It's metal. Nothing has been, you know what I mean? So that at the bare minimum, if CGC won't give him a refund, they should give him an explanation, like a real explanation.
Well,
I wonder if there's something involved because those things are like glued to the actual comic, right? I wonder if there's something like if they looked on the inside and they saw some kind of like a crease, or if they're counting glue damage. I'm curious, like, because that's how it is from the manufacturer. I'm very curious.
My biggest thing is nobody has done these before, so unless they've specifically come to Dynamite and the manufacturer and said what's the standard, they literally don't know what they're talking about.
Well, I think part of the problem is that whenever a company is bought out by, a big conglomerate or something like that, there is a shift because all of a sudden you're bringing in people that don't understand the business, but think that they do. And now you've got, and I mentioned this a lot, you've got a bunch of accountants sitting there, and they're looking at the numbers, not really looking at what the needs of the customers are, the collectors out there. Because this is,
Marcus, not enough acid.
Well, there you go. I mean, like at some point, through that chain of command, somebody who understands the comic collectibles business would have raised your hand and said, wait. What do you got? No, this is how people are going to react.
Well, somebody looked at it and assigned it a grade. And my conversation for the person who looked at it and handled it with their white furry gloves, I would have said, this is the first metal cover you've seen, right? I'm going to assume you've spoken to the publisher and the manufacturer, right? And their answer is going to be no. I know it's no because neither has heard from CGC. So exactly how are they determining?
Maybe the damage isn't on the metal. Maybe it's on like another page or the back cover or something. Who knows? I don't know. But Ron seems pretty sure that his book should become... The 9.6 really shocks me. Like
it's wrong.
Honestly, I don't think CGC goes much beyond cover. Like, honest, they may make sure all the pages are there. At least I hope they do.
See,
but
that was my understanding. Like, do they take 0.4 off because there's a molecule of dust on the back cover? Because the front cover is pristine.
Well, because when I do my personal grading for my shop, it's all mostly based on front and back cover, right? Like you look at like the yellowing of the pages and things like that, but we count pages, we make sure nothing's cut out, right? But that's weird. They got it. I don't know. They got to be moving. I'm really curious to see the grader's notes on that. That blows my mind.
Much more mature than I am, because if that came at home at 9.6 and I didn't get an answer, I would crack that thing right open. I'm real petty with stuff like that. Like, I paid you to get this.
And you send it back and you get a 9.8. Then you're like, what's up with this? Like, have people done this experiment? Because we've done that at the shop where we got something, we sent it, it came back lower than we thought we would do, than we would get. We opened it, didn't do anything to it, sent it back, got the higher grade.
Someone said
It
that in our
happens with
comic
trading
book
cards.
group.
It happens with trading cards a lot. I know that. I don't know of any specific instances with comics, but I've seen it done with trading cards, and I've seen people use a plastic spoon and fix it, to achieve a higher grade. Is it 100% of the time? No. But if you send in 100 cards and you did that work, I would say sometimes you get as high a rate as 60, 70% will come back at a higher grade.
I almost feel like starting a new show where I send the same comic to CGC every 6 months and just document what grades it comes back as. Wouldn't that be wild?
Cracking it.
I like that. Hashtag punk CGC. I'm telling you right now, I like that. And Ron, you're right. I would not. I'll tell you right now, like I said, I'm real petty about stuff like this. I wouldn't send them any more money. I would find someone else.
All right. All right. So I'm going to do one more book, and then
we need a T-shirt that says, "Are you?" She put it before. It said, "Are you down with the OUG?" And I like that. If we don't do it here, you should have that merch on your site or something, because that's very funny.
All right. So we're going to do one more book, and then we're going to do a Rex cap real quick.
CGC scams me show from Robbie. I like that.
World War Hulks #1, signed by writer Jeff Parker. And we have one available, number 39 of 45, and we got this at a ridiculous price of $15.
So let me throw this out there right now.
Go ahead.
If you've been watching She-Hulk and kind of following the rumors, there's kind of like this thing in the wind that the next Hulk thing might be World War Hulk.
Well, I really enjoyed, not as much Hulk, the second episode, but I did really enjoy the Easter egg with the Ed Norton.
Yeah.
And, that was pretty funny.
I'm literally a different person now.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, that I thought was pretty funny.
Well, my point here is if you're thinking about buying this, buy it now. Because once they announce World War Hulk, I'm going to ask Nick to put price this at $90.
Right.
So I'm like the anti-CGC. I'm not telling you what it's worth. I'm telling you what it costs.
That's definitely what comes. World War Hulk, but their version of it will be a little bit different, right? Because they already did Planet Hulk, right? World War Hulk was him coming to Earth mad, coming after the Illuminati. That ain't going to be what's going to happen. It's going to be him and Scar, some kind of a big war. He becomes the leader. We're getting Scar. We're getting the kid, the son of Hulk. So buy that first appearance right now.
Preston, you got it, buddy.
Good job, Preston. Yeah, I think people have asked for a while, why doesn't Hulk have his own movie? Well, the reason this Hulk doesn't have his own movie is because they've done it twice before,
right?
And the results are mixed.
Well,
right?
and the Universal has the solo rights. Universal had the solo rights, and that's why if you look at that movie is co-produced, the Ed Norton one's co-produced with Universal. That's all clearing up now, so now they actually can do it.
So you would think if
I'm sure it will be. I was going to say I'm sure it will be Ruffalo's, like probably his swan song. Give him his solo Hulk film finally.
It'd probably be some combination or mashup of Planet Hulk and World War Hulk, right? Like we'd probably get a look at where we got to the point now, almost like Quentin Tarantino movie, right? The movie will start in the middle where Ruffalo meets whoever Scar is, and then we've got to have a scene where how did we get here in the first place? And then we'll have sort of like the big finale.
Yeah, I bet he has already had his kid too. So when he goes there, the kid's going to be and because of the alien DNA and the Hulk DNA, he'll be a teenager because of he has to travel the speed of light to get there or something. So
that's what I was going to say. We're going to get some physics deal where it's been 3 years for me, but 15 years for him.
Well, exactly. Marcus says the theory is the Ed Norton Hulk will be the multiverse angry one.
Well, maybe.
Kind of makes sense, I guess.
One of the reasons I loved Ultimate Hulk was not only because he was angry, but he ate people. To me, that's like, no pun intended, that's like the ultimate expression of the Hulk.
Given that you were in the food business, that scares me.
He's literally eating people. Well, you know what? When the Ultimates first came out, they were looking for something different. And when you got this scene where Hawkeye is like, gas him before he eats me, you realize that Ultimate Hulk has had a history of eating people. And you're holding the comic like, what? This is not the Hawkeye and the Hulk that I grew up with.
All right. For Preston, we're going to do the Rex cap, my friend. All right.
Timey-wimey is right. That's like the whole quantum Marvel universe thing now.
All right. So starting off, we've got Aquaman 80th Anniversary #1, signed in silver by Dan Jurgens. It is a best offer book. Oh, should we see if this is a robocall?
It might be CGC. Be like, y'all calm down.
Hello.
Oh, how funny would that be if it was CGC, dude?
Hello.
Get the fish. Cut the fat one's mic. He's ruining us.
Taco Bell, can I help you?
Oh my god.
We have a new special today. 3 tacos for 1 price.
Oh man, that would be great.
I love when I
Three
get these
tacos for the
robo-
price of one.
I know I'm feeling like taco, although John Bros Pizza.
I love
Jeff
when-
Wedding, yes.
I love when I get these like robo texts to like
Oh,
vote
that's
for
oh, that's
someone
even worse.
like in a state I don't live in. Like I'm gonna hop
Oh,
on
I got
a plane and
one
bomb
better than
into
that.
Nebraska.
I
and
got
vote for
one
their-
better than that. All
I'm
right.
like,
I got a better story than that. But let me finish the recap.
but
All right. So then we had Department of Truth number 3, signed by James Tinney in the 4th. Also a best offer book. Miss Jen is in the lead at $5 on that one. Then we did Spawn number 321, variant cover, CGC graded 9.8, suggested retail of $89.99. It is a best offer book, and Miss Jen is in the lead at 27. All right, and then we did Immortal Red Sonja number 1, premium virgin cover by David Nakayama. Suggested retail of 100. It is a best offer book, and Preston is currently in the lead at 7. And then I'm shocked this one doesn't have that no one opened up on this one. Mighty Morphin's Power Rangers number 1, signed by Kyle Higgins and Ken Hazer, with a blue Power Ranger cover sketch by Ken Hazer, suggested retail of $89.99.
man, that's great.
It is a best offer book starting at 10.
Does Ron have this?
Does Ron? I don't know.
Well, Ron,
I think we had it on before. He may. I'm
Oh,
not
have
sure.
we had this on before?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. Dave.
I tell you what, if this was Green Ranger, it'd already be gone. It'd be on its
I
way
may
to
have a
Huntsville,
Green
Alabama.
Ranger. I
Well,
may
if
have
you
a Green
do,
Ranger.
I just
You might as well just send that my way,
Red.
Rex.
I
I'm just gonna
might.
say.
I don't know. I gotta look in the inventory to see.
Green or white? Green or white?
Oh,
Those
Ron
are
has
my
one.
two.
That's what he
Okay,
has.
Ron.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Ron never lets
Is that Dan Jurgens calling? Oh, jeez.
So you want to talk about really weird, okay? And I'll name this guy. I don't even care. All right. Some dude named Richard Montero. So if you're watching, which is unlikely, okay, I'm gonna find you, bro. For over
You went first
20
and last name, too,
I may
bro.
have a pink. I think I saw.
I know Eugene wants one in green. I'm looking at this. So now,
All right,
like,
so now I got to write this
Right,
down. All
hold
right,
on
so
a
we're
second,
looking
guys. Write
green.
this down.
You want me to give you a list of Rangers in popularity? It's green, white, pink, red.
Well,
black.
I'm only looking for requests.
this is
Like
viewer
blue's
driven
right
show.
above yellow, man. I'm just gonna say that, okay?
All right, so this guy literally has been giving out my phone number for some 20 odd years. I'm not even playing.
Do you know it?
No. Okay. He lives in Adco, or originally did, right? Well, the reason I get calls, I used to get calls for everything. Like he put in an application for an apartment and all this stuff. And then I don't even know what the
So like identity theft?
I don't know what the scam is because he's not taking my money or anything like that, right? But I don't know what the scam is. So this really infuriated me. I was at PetSmart one day, right? And I'm buying stuff for the pets. We had a dog at that time, right? So I'm going in and they asked me for the phone number, whatever. So they do. And I look up on the screen, it's my name and this dude, Richard Montero. You even gave my number. It's PetSmart. Are you kidding me? Okay. So now I get calls. I get calls all the time for this, just rare random calls. And I stopped getting mad at people calling because it's really not their fault. So
you
explain it.
telling me that there's a dude out there who every time someone tries to get his number, he just made up a number and it happens to be yours.
Every single time. Now, worse than that now, he's involved in some sort of, I don't know what the scam is. I can't even figure it out.
Do you realize that you just described like a really cool action movie? Like this is how it starts. And as you try to find the guy to tell him to stop giving out your number.
Right now, bro. I mean,
Ryan?
So listen to this.
No,
wait.
we need like Ryan Reynolds.
All right. So the first property was the Atco property, right? So he gets involved.
Rex Wrath.
He gets involved in this property scam or whatever, and I don't know what he does, but he takes out a mortgage. I guess he lets the property fall into distress,
under
into
your
foreclosure, not under my name,
okay.
but with my phone number. So these people, they get my phone number off public records and they start calling me. And now, especially recently when property values were like skyrocketing, literally I would get 2-3 phone calls a day. Hi, I'm looking for Richard Montero. Do you, I'm like,
that is so funny, man.
Half the time they call up and they go, are you the owner of a property blah, blah, blah in South Plainfield, New Jersey? And I tell them who they're looking for. I go, you're looking for Richard Montero, aren't you? They go, yes. Are you Richard? I go, no. Okay, this dude's been giving out my phone number for 25 years.
Bro,
I don't own that property.
You just
I
gave
don't
me
even live there.
You just gave me a really great idea.
Uh-huh.
You just gave me a really great idea, Rex. Wait till you start getting some like calls from like the Alabama Democratic Committee or something, man. It's gonna be.
I don't think you have my phone number, do you?
I do have your number, brother.
Darn it.
I'm not gonna do that, man. That would be a betrayal of trust. I won't do that
I
to a
got 2
homie.
Richard Monteros on Facebook. One is at Hillsborough Community College.
Let's
And the
everybody
other
friend this
one-
dude on Facebook. Let's get to the bottom of this, man.
I'm telling you, dude.
The other one lives in Highlands, New Jersey, and he is a title insurance coordinator for the Warranty Title Agency.
I don't know, man.
Does that look, you know what he looks like? Is that
I have
him?
no idea what he looks like.
Okay, because
I've never met the dude.
We got to find out this dude's number, so then you can like start this whole like, you know.
Well, the other guy isn't in New Jersey.
This guy's definitely New Jersey because every time property is somewhere in New Jersey, and I did do a search years ago looking for him, and his name showed up with a property in Atco. But then it died off for a while. But then recently, it's just been like 2, 3 a day. I get these calls. And weird, you got that right, brother.
Yeah,
But-
I didn't prepare notes for a telephone number fraud or theft. Because I've done that before too, where I give my number, but just one different to things that obviously I don't want them calling me. And I bet there's somebody out there right now, like somebody named Robbie Billups.
It happens so much now that Amy's aware of it because she hears me answering the phone. And sometimes you got to answer the phone.
When was this ATCO thing?
Ron's going to give CGC your number now.
Oh my God, that would be the best.
And I've had this
number too.
I've literally had this number for like 30 some years. So I'm not changing it, right? But go ahead. What were you going to say?
I'm just trying to find out when was this ATCO thing?
The ATCO thing was years ago. Now it's for the last year. It's been this property in Plainsville, something like that. I don't know. And I'm constantly, are you interested in selling the property? No. Okay. I don't own the property. I've never owned the property. Right.
I really just came up with an idea for a story off of this. Think Michael Douglas and Falling Down, but the catalyst is not it's not the breakfast menu. It's the phone number thing. Like, could you imagine that? And he finally goes to a place.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Hey, don't forget, I need my royalties. It's my story. But it infuriates me. Sometimes I get mad. Sometimes I just goof around a person. I will say that most of the people that call when they realize they made a mistake, they're like, I'm so sorry. I'll take your number off. But then you got the ones, well, do you have a property you want to sell? Like, dude, really? For real? No, I don't. Okay. I have one property. It's the house I live in. I currently live in it. Are you interested in selling? No, because then it'd be listed for sale if I was interested in selling. Okay.
So it's always property in connection to this guy's name?
Well, yeah, except for the PetSmart thing.
Did we make it through the Rex cap?
Oh yeah. I got to go through. I didn't. I don't think I got.
Who cares about that?
I did get through the Rex cap.
Okay, I was just curious.
I did. Yes. All right. So we have some great
His
boy stuff
birthday
that
is
we had.
September 15th. So you know it would be a great birthday gift? You roasting this guy on Facebook for ruining your life.
Hey, you know what happens September 16th? The Mexican pizza comes back full time at Taco Bell, everybody.
I heard that. Worse than that, I found out that I tried to get it removed from PetSmart. They told me I had to call corporate and all this stuff. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? Okay. I offered for the cashier. Why don't you just call me and I'll show you that that's my number. Okay. Yeah, she wouldn't do it. So then to try to get it removed from the property, oh my God, talk about jumping through flaming hoops. I'd have to call the county and then the public records. And I was just like, come on. Seriously, I'm just stuck with this. I mean, it's horrible.
They push Rex Wang too far this time.
That's right. This is going to make me snap, people.
I got a feeling it's this guy. And I desperately want to friend him and go, Rex says hello.
We start sending him all these kind of like, people start meeting him in the park, like dressed up in like trench coats and fedoras.
September 16th. Someone asked about the Mexican pizza.
Yes,
September
the 16th. Yes.
Yeah. I'm infuriated by this. Oh, look at that. It's time for our next break.
Yeah. Good timing because Rex is mad again. You can feel it right now. The frustration.
The anger is there. The anger is real.
There's this vein on his neck that I can see from my side that throb.
It is real because you already get enough of these calls, right? Just these days just by just normal. You get these robocalls all the time.
The moment of the show where Rex gets up. What's the deal with robocalls?
At least 1 out of 5 viewers are going to start using your phone number for stuff.
All right.
You know what this was like? This was like when you hated someone in school. This is like an 80s high school move. You hated this person, right? You went and found every last card you could find. Army, Navy, Air Force, truck driving school, toilet scrubber school, and you filled it out with their name, and they could not figure out why they were getting endless mail. That was one of my favorite things to do in high school.
OUG, thank you, but I hate chamomile tea. It tastes like I'm drinking a cup of flowers. However, I will probably grab myself some green tea in the break.
I was going to say coffee's
try to chill a little bit.
It's some sleepy
Preston,
time
I like
tea,
your
right?
idea of a double shot, though. That might work. All right, stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
No, Marcus.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite news show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Thanks for tuning into The Experience. Help us out and hit subscribe over on YouTube and click the bell when you do. Need some help? Scan the QR code in the bottom corner.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today. You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
All right, and we're back. All right, I feel a little bit calmer, but it may
Calm down.
Maybe.
You did some breathing exercises. What are you drinking there? Zima, John? Is what?
Nobody drinks Zima anymore.
It is not.
That's
This
what it
is
looks like,
actually,
man. You got a Mike's Hard
it does,
lemonade
though.
or
Yeah, it does.
smearing off ice or something.
This is something I had in Hawaii, and I didn't know they had it here. It's Barrett's ginger beer.
No alcohol content.
No, it's not alcoholic.
Yeah.
So it's like a ginger ale for men.
It's a better mixer in cocktails than ginger ale. Like if you're one of these people that likes like a whiskey and ginger,
right,
you're better using ginger beer than
that
ginger
makes
ale.
sense.
Is it
I'm not
bitier,
a big-
right? It's bitier, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of ginger, so ginger beer tends to have a little too much of the ginger taste for me, whereas ginger ale doesn't. I don't know, but that's just me. All right, so let's do. Oh, all
I
right.
used to
So
love
Ron, you
Zima,
still
by
there,
the
buddy?
way. OUG, I
I
just
do-
want to say I used to love Zima. Like, unabashedly, I will admit that. They brought it back a few years ago, and I got into it again. But anyway, go on.
I will
Now you have
freely-
the seltzers.
I will
hard
freely admit
seltzers.
to not only did I drink Zima back in the day, but a buddy and I got thrown out of a bar because we pulled the Zima light off the bar wall.
Yeah, that'll generally do it.
No, I got
Oh.
to keep the light, but I paid for it. I paid for it. The guy's like, I'm going to sue you, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to press charges. I'm like, how about I just pay for the thing? And he's like, well, I want my light back. And I'm like, sorry, we broke it, which is totally not true. It's my buddy's game room to this day. And I said, I'll pay for it to avoid any legal problems. And I did. I wrote him a check for it.
You got a Zima light still to this day?
Yep, my buddy has it in his game room out in Pennsylvania.
Well, if you guys ever want to get rid of it, I would love to have a Zima light.
I will ask him. I will let him know.
We'll have it on next Monday's show for you.
Yeah,
Robbie.
thank you. I'll bid on that.
All right, Ron, I dug way deep in the long box and found something you may not have seen before. All right, so here it is. Avenging Spider-Man blank variant signed with Mary Jane cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have the one available for $50.
Wow.
I don't think we've ever done it before, but I could be wrong.
Ron, do you have this, bud?
So
I thought there was a little kid Spider-Man with her, and then I realized what that actually was. So my
Zima
bad.
sponsorship.
Zima and Spam are like the dinner of champions.
Oh, that would be a rough dinner, man. You would not appreciate that
All
in
right.
the morning if you had just Spam and Zima for dinner. You would not appreciate that.
All right, so let's see. So it's for creative. If he's interested, Creative Keep, let me know. Let us know. All right. So let's see. Oh, we have some boys stuff that we added. So these are pretty cool. So we have the Boys Herogasm #1, the Virgin cover, and we have one available for $30.
Well, Rubenstein, I actually know a couple of cosplayers I could ask.
All right, Ron. We'll give Creative. Hopefully, he's still watching. We'll give him a couple minutes. If he doesn't want it, it is yours, my friend. Is that a Spider-Man pasty?
I don't think it's a pasty, but I think it's part of the corset or whatever. Corset. What'd you say?
I mean, no, literally, I've seen Spider-Man bathing suits at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
really?
it's something like that, right? Where Spider-Man's head. But I just say I was looking, I thought it was like a little kid Spider-Man. I was trying to figure out what was going on, and then there was that moment where like, oh, I get it.
Steve C will take.
All right, Steve C. Thank you, buddy.
Speaking
You
of
got
suggestive covers, nice pickup.
He knows you're going to jack up the price before the Boys season 4, so he's getting.
Who do you guys think? What's his name? Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Do y'all got the inside scoop? Who's he playing? Like, what's going on? Is he playing? Like, what's up with this?
I don't have the inside scoop.
I saw. I'll just go next door and ask. But
Steve C. I just remember to fill out the submission form, which Jay will throw up in a minute. There. We need Marcus. We need to do the three connecting covers.
Seriously, both at Comic-Con in San Diego and MegaCon in Orlando a couple years ago, they had girls with different like Spider-Man, Batman. It was like a bikini or swimwear company or something, and it was clearly there was a Green Lantern one. Anything with like the logo was like the bikini top.
All right, so we're gonna throw up next the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, which we have every show. 10 random Dynamite titles, and cover price of $3.99 or higher, so retail of $40 or higher. And as always, as a thank you to our viewers, we have for $5. Great way if you're not already reading Dynamite titles. Great way to start. If you are, I think some of our viewers have gotten it. We will do everything we can to not duplicate if you order more than one of them. So this will be available the entire show for $5. All right.
Ed Weird, I don't know. I'm curious to know what people are thinking in the chat. Who would win but in a battle between Superman and Homelander? Obviously, Homelander is a version of a Superman type character.
Right.
But like I don't know. I mean, Superman is a Boy Scout. He's gonna play with like kid gloves at first, right? So I don't know.
There's a Facebook group called Worlds of Crossover, and the founder of the group does all these great art pieces. I mean, they're basically all like photoshopped together or whatever. Sometimes some people submit drawings as well. But the biggest thing that this group talks about, almost like nerd-killer warfare, who would win? And probably the most popular art piece, as well as conversation, which is literally thousands of comments long at this point, is who would win between Superman and all the Superman clones that came after it.
Well, I tell you who will win. Goku. Goku will win because he'll just keep leveling up.
There's an art piece where basically Superman is there. He's got the bloody lip and the eye, and his costume is ripped, and he's holding, if I remember correctly, he's holding Hyperion from Marvel in his hand, and everybody else is in a pile around him, including Homelander.
You get like Supreme and Mr. Majestic and
Mr. Majestic. Literally every character where someone said, "Hey, let's do Superman," but not Superman, right? Because
here's the thing, though, with the Homelander thing, right? Yeah. So if I asked you to just, if you look at the history of the comics, Batman versus Superman, Batman wins most of those battles. Why? Because Batman's more of like less of a nice guy than Superman is, right? So there's that. There's no question who would win between Homelander and Batman. Homelander would kill Batman like so instantaneously, right? So I don't know. I have to actually put the edge to Homelander on first initial confrontation. Neither of them know about each other. I'd go Homelander. I'm telling you.
Marcus says Superman would snap Homelander's neck.
The only neck he snaps is General Zod.
Well, I'll tell you whose neck. I'll tell you which Superman would snap how Homelander's neck almost immediately. Is the Injustice Superman. He doesn't tolerate any of that stuff. Right. And I'll tell you another version of Superman who I don't know if he'd snap his neck, but I don't think he would wait. Like I think the current Superman, everyone would think Homelander would hit him a bunch of times, and then eventually Superman would overpower. You know who we wouldn't do that with? Kingdom Come Superman. He would look at him and say, "Son, stop it now." And the second Homelander made a move, that would be that. Kingdom Come Superman had zero.
Well, there's also Uberman or whatever, who's the one like, what if the Nazis won World War II? That's Superman, right? Earth X or something. But I don't know, man. Superman's not snapping necks. Here's the thing, though. If Superman had a little bit of info, all he's got to do is bring out some milk, and then it's over. It's over.
Well, you know what? Make one heck of a cover sketch, don't you think?
We'll get Ken
Superman,
on that right now.
Homelander, Hyperion, all on one cover.
So call Ken up right now. Somebody get that going.
All right, Ron, I'm gonna pencil you in here for Avenging Spider-Man and Mary Jane cover sketch because we have not heard from creative. But if he jumps in later and you want to give it up, then that's up to you, my friend.
Probably the most common conversation now, outside of I guess nerd-killer warfare, is Black Panther and Batman. Nobody wants to hear this because Batman is super popular. Everything that Batman is good at, Black Panther is better. Everyone's like, that would be an interesting fight. Not really. It would not be that interesting a fight. And I'm not saying this is someone who dislikes or isn't a big fan of Batman.
I love both characters, right? But I think you're on the money because as impressive as Batman's technology is, T'Challa's technology is on a whole other level. Batman's never heard of vibranium. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I was going to say the costume is vibranium, and depending on the version of Black Panther you use, Black Panther uses an organic version of the Super Soldier Serum. It's not an even sort of. Black Panther is more of a match for a character like Spider-Man, who all his powers are primarily himself, and he has a couple gadgets like his web shooters. Black Panther is the other way around. He's got the vibranium armor. It enhances his movements. His movements are already enhanced because of the purple lotus or whatever it's called serum.
All right. Well, that's a great segue because we're going to get to a book with John's favorite character,
Black Panther.
Batman, Prelude to the Wedding, Red Hood versus Anarchy #1, signed in silver by Tim Seeley.
I'm begging you not to put that image up.
Number 6 of only 60 signed in silver. Suggested retail of $69.99.
Oh,
we have one available for $35.
The best part of the show, Amy came in.
We were digging through stuff for upcoming shows, and turns out we found Fall of the Hulks, signed by John Romita Jr., but it's damaged.
Oh, that was mine.
But Anyone wants it, they get it for $10.
Oh,
It's damaged, but you get it for $10. So first come, first serve.
if we have like a Hulk fan out there, this is probably your moment to pick up something cool for.
And that's the cheapest version of a JRJR signature you're going to get. You meet him at a con, you're paying $20 for a signature.
But there's a bend on it, so we just wanted to be fair.
Don't worry, JRJR will bend your book while he's signing it. I'm just kidding. Chris Claremont will do that. I had a buddy who sent. He went to Chris Claremont's been in our town a few times, and one time he went there with his first appearance of Gambit.
Congratulations, it's yours.
Nice. So one time he went up there with his first appearance of Gambit. And Chris Claremont starts opening it up and talking about it, and it's a wonderful conversation. But he is thumbing up this dude's first appearance of Gambit, and he literally damaged it, man. And the guy was like, I mean, I'm glad he signed it, and I really appreciate the story, but why did he damage my first appearance of Gambit, man?
All right, so let's do a Dynamite book next. We've got Betty Page #1, signed in gold by David Avalone.
Oh, is this the Atlas version?
I believe.
Yeah,
it is,
I love that, man.
Suggested retail of $89.99. We have the one available signed in gold for $50.
Speaking of David Avalone, I could say I was thinking David Avalone.
Drop that name.
I told him he was going to have to spiff up the signature a little bit because the last book I saw that he signed, I said, Our viewers have like a high standard level. I said to him, he was laughing. I said, have you seen Dan Jurgens' signature? That's the level we expect to see.
That is a good signature, by the way. Dan Jurgens has an excellent signature.
There's a couple signatures that are almost like
What's your favorite comic book signature? There's some iconic ones, yeah.
I feel like I'm a mark for saying this, but it's Alex Ross.
Got another segue. Thank you. So, literally, John's favorite character, favorite signature, the Green Hornet Year 1, #1, signed by Alex Ross. Suggested retail of $199.99. We have #2 of 50 signed for $150.
Marcus has got Ronald's got a good one. Walt Simonson, that's a great signature.
Ooh, yeah, with the big O.
Marcus, I'm right there kind of with you. McFarlane, for me, it's McFarlane and Kirby. Like, I love the look of Jack Kirby's signature, but McFarlane to me has still, like, when that guy developed his signature, do you think he ever thought he'd have to do 500 of those in an afternoon? Because
Probably not, I would say. All right, so we got that out there tonight. Alex Ross hand signed.
That's dope.
And then let's see. Let's do another boys book. What do you think?
Sure.
Let's do a graded boys. So we got the boys, Dear Becky #2.
Is it slab?
Yeah. CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $75.
It's really hard to explain to people what the boys is like. You know, when you get like a family member that's like, oh, I see the boys on Amazon. Isn't that a Dynamite thing? The show from Dynamite? What's it like? And I'm like, I said, well, it's like a spoof on superhero. Like, I don't know how to explain to people how, like, you know, like somebody gets, you know, things inserted into various openings.
It's superheroes who are like regular people, unfortunately.
Yeah, what if superheroes were real and they worked for like the Fox Corporation or Disney? Right? That's basically what it is.
Right? Not that I know of.
So, they're just, you know, if superheroes were like everyday people.
But we're owned by like a corporation, right? So there's like the show really gets into that too, and I like it because it's almost like a play on these big heroes that are owned by these giant corporations, right? So it's kind of like a play on mistreatment of creator rights at times. I dive deep when I watch stuff.
Well, Rubenstein, like I don't know about Chris Avalon, but I know that Dave Avalon's dad wrote the novelization for Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
And wrote 40-something novels for Ed Noon. There's like a detective series from the 50s and 60s. You can find that stuff on social media, Twitter. A lot of that stuff really holds up.
All right. So, and Preston says, no shame in liking Alex Ross, man. First time I saw his work, I was like,
nobody's going to argue that here at all, right?
Yeah,
I'm picturing like writing it. Nobody writes checks anymore, right? Or like buying a house. I'm imagining like you hand him You know, like you hand him the lease that he has to sign, and I'm wondering if he busts out like a silver or gold pen and signs it like that.
Hey, I still write checks, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. Like my landscaper who cuts the lawn, you know, I think he's gonna be he has a Venmo account now, but it's always so difficult, you know. And then I see him, he goes, "Oh, you didn't pay me," and I'm like, dude, you got to send me something because I get, you know, I don't get paper bills that much anymore. It's like you got to tell
everything's paperless. I told our not the landscaper, but the guy that my wife has come and do stuff around the property, especially like the lower part of the property by the creek. He said something to me about like a check, and I looked at him and I said to him, and I wasn't a jerk, but I said, it's 2022. I said, I can't even remember the last time I bought checks. I said, you have a Venmo account? And he said, I sure don't. I said, you should probably get one if you want me to pay you. And my wife got super mad. And he's like, oh, it's like a free app to download? I said, yeah. He's like, I'll text you tomorrow. And he did. He went out and he got it. And I paid him. I was just like, look, man. Or, you know, if he wanted to wait, I would have shot over to the ATM and grabbed cash. I mean, I didn't want to jam him up, but he's like, you don't have any checks in your house? I'm like, no.
That actually reminds me.
I write one check a month for my rent, and it's only because I refuse to get. I'm that guy that I don't like getting apps for no reason, so I won't get the app to my apartment complex. So I just send him a check.
Well, that's about the only guy I pay anymore with a check. But you know, then he said, I mentioned I'm out of checks, and then I asked him about the Venmo, and he kind of waffled a little bit, and then he said, well, I'll be back here to do a job, you know, and you can just pay me cash. And I'm like, fine. But then he never called me and I forgot. And, you know, when I see him, like I'm rolling up and I see his crew out there, it's like, I don't have that much cash on me. You know, I don't think I ever have more than $100 in cash on me. Unless I'm on vacation.
That much. I think the day that guy came to my house, I had maybe $70 in cash total. My wife wasn't home, and I know there's always like a $20 bill sitting in a drawer or something. And I think I had $46 or $48 on me. And I said to the guy, you know, I said, you want to take this cash as deposit or you want to do this and that? As soon as I told him the app was free and he could get paid faster, as soon as he were paid faster, the penny dropped. Wow, that's great. Thanks, man.
You know, I don't ever have more than $2 in cash on me at any time, and that is only in case there's like a snack machine or a Coke machine or something.
Exactly.
I don't Venmo. I don't have a Venmo account. So if I've got to Venmo a bill, and I haven't yet, you know, I usually avoid it.
That's a great point Marcus made up.
Yeah, I do the same.
Yeah, well, that's an exception. I mean,
ever since that time that my card got declined at Bill Mosley because they were like, "Oh, you don't live in this state, right?" So I was at that con last year, and Bill Mosley, my card gets declined. Ever since then, I just carry a giant wad of cash with me. So now people are going to find me at a con and jump me. Never mind. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, that guy Richard Montero. Watch out for him.
Hey, are you Robbie? Yeah. Hey.
All right, so let's do some metal covers. James Bond 007 #1, premium metal virgin cover by Tommy Lee Edwards. Suggested retail of 100, and we have the one available for 50.
The color is so good on the metal cover.
Yeah, it is. This was a really cool book too. I liked it.
Yeah.
So, talking about cash, I found $10 in the parking lot. I'm gonna go blow that on like Mega Millions and Powerball. I'm like, what the?
You could save that for 2.5 weeks and get a Mexican pizza combo. I'm just saying.
So. There you go.
Well, no, I mean it was luck to find it, so I feel like I'm going to expand my luck. Although, here's a funny story for you. I once ended up. Sorry, Ron, I didn't mean to rub it in, buddy. So I went to a Phillies game with a buddy of mine, right? So his office had like these partial season tickets and really good seats. But in order for him to get the free tickets, he had to sell the other tickets. So he goes, and I'm like, dude, this is not a good idea. So this was a new scam they were running. So we're out in front of Citizens Bank, and he's looking to sell these tickets. And the guy says, I'll buy them, right? And he, my buddy thinks he's real slick, and he's dealing with the ticket scalpers. Oh, yeah, no, that's too low. I'm going to need, X for it. I forget what it was, right? So the guy pays him in cash. I knew something was up because the one scalper looked over to another scalper and said, hey, you want to get in on this? And the guy goes, I don't have nothing to do with that. I'm thinking that's weird. So all of a sudden, he gets the cash from the dude. He's all happy. And we go into the park, and I don't have I don't have any cash on me. I haven't hit the ATM. We're going to buy a couple of beers. So I said, listen, lend me some money and I'll pay you back. So he does. And you know, I hit the ATM and you know, he gives me some change. On the way home, I stop at Wendy's to get something. And I hand the woman the 10. And she looks at it real funny. And I'm like, what the heck is the problem? All right. She goes, this is fake. I go, what? All right. So I'm not gonna get in an argument with this woman.
Was
right?
it
So
an old school one or something, Rex?
So wait, so I pull out a 20 and she's now looking at it like she's from the Treasury Department, right? Like, come on, lady. Jeez. All right, it's $8 and some change.
He's
for
Richard
Wendy's.
Montero, Treasury agent.
Yeah,
knew
right.
it.
If you were able to counterfeit money, the first thing you're going to do is go to Wendy's. Okay,
Dude,
I guess that's where you test it.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I get
Hold
home.
on a second, Marcus. Are you asking what the grade on the James Bond book is?
He's making a joke, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the metal cover, so we need to get a grade on that.
Oh, delete that comment. Poor Ron. That's not right. Delete
So I get home and I look at the 10, right? And man, it was fake. It was good, but when they cut it, they didn't cut it evenly. So it was like a trading card way off center. And I'm looking at this thing, right? I call my buddy and I go, listen, when you scalp those tickets, he gave you nothing but 10s, right? He goes, yeah, why? I go, dude, I think all those 10s are fake. He goes, no, they're not. I go, yeah, well, I just got tagged by the Wendy's drive-through lady. Okay. And I said, you better go look at them. 15 minutes later, he calls me back. He goes, they're all fake. And the dude sold the tickets too, because those seats were right next to each other. And we saw like midway through the game, these people came in and sat in those seats. I'm like, dude, so he sold those tickets for nothing. But another friend of mine, who worked for TSA at the time, I think, actually, he said something very interesting. He said that guy, I described the story to him, and he said, you know, that guy was not very smart, and he said he understood why the other scalper didn't want to have nothing to do with it. Ticket scalping, okay, is a misdemeanor. Passing off counterfeit bills
is a felony
and a federal offense. Okay. Way different, like
ticket scalping is like $750.
Yeah, exactly. So now I kind of understand why that other scalper was like, no, I don't have nothing to do with it. What?
Or something told.
Yeah, sure, John. Okay, whatever. But so that is and I still have that $10 bill. If I can find it, I'll bring it in the next show. You can see it was pretty good, dude. I mean, it was well done. But if they had cut it right, yeah, I don't know. The color seemed right. You know, all that stuff. It was well done, but man, I was like, wow.
I don't use money anymore. I just use those comic shop news things.
Well, here's the thing. I just went to a game at Citizens Bank. No cash at all. There no paper tickets. Maybe they still issued paper tickets, but when you go in there, concessions, food, beer, no cash.
It's a security issue and it's a health issue. Nobody wants your dirty, grimy, COVID pennies and cash anymore. No, I mean, that's the mindset, really. Plus, if nobody's carrying, the odds of somebody, you know, jacking you up in the bathroom and taking your wallet are pretty low.
Well, now that the tickets are digital, so I get, so my buddy has season tickets, and when he can't go, he offers it up to a crew of us. And now I only have to download an app, an MLB app, and he pushes the tickets to me. So it's on my phone. So I go into the park, I just swipe, and they do it that way.
Preaching to the choir. I love tickets on your phone.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
right?
I actually this Saturday we went and saw Jack White. We just built this new amphitheater here, and we're getting lots of big acts now. And so cool. I went and saw Jack White. Never saw Jack White before. It was an awesome show. So I had to have my phone and a particular app to get into the show. And then in order to get into the show, if you had your phone, you had to lock it into a pouch and carry it around with you. I was like, what? I would just not bring my phone, but I have to have my phone. Man, this is so inconvenient.
He's the second person that told me they give you like these almost like Mylar bags or, tech bags, and you got to kind of zip them in there. And I was just like, yeah, that sounds like my phone being in the console of the car. And I'll just get it on the way out.
Yeah, they don't want you to videotape the
until you need your phone to get in, though. You know, like paperless, no tickets, right? So you need your phone, and then they lock it up. But it was fine. So it was actually cool not seeing a bunch of people in front of me holding their phone up all at once.
Right. So we're Rubenstein. You know what? Let's do another boys item before I have to go to the break. All right. So we have the boys. Butcher Baker Candlestick Maker #1. This one is signed by co-creator Garth Ennis, and we have the one available for $60. And obviously, it is a virgin copy.
Do you know we were talking about creator signatures, and everybody makes fun of people that just scribble? Yeah. Every time I see Garth Ennis's signature, it looks exactly like this, but I'm like, what is this?
I just get the impression that he's like, here, fanboy, just take it and go. You know what I mean? Like, just go, please. You know who I am? I've written Battlefields. Nobody cares about this.
All right, Steve C., you got it, buddy. I think we found a boys fan here. It is yours, my friend. All right, so on that note, we will take our last and final break. Stay with us, and we'll blow through the rest of the books. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Don't forget about new watch. We're going to talk about that.
And we'll talk about John's new watch when we get back.
This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there. Hi there. Hello there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome, everybody. It's Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out.
There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Henry, folks. I am your host, Henry Compa. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mush Mosh.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Gang Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
Up, everybody! Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Space Cadet.
Hey!
What's up?
Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody! Welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectables.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box? What's in the Box?
Comic culture and sales.
I don't know where John went. He'll be back. All right, so let's do another Dynamite book. So we got Army of Darkness, Election Special, signed in red by cover artist Anthony Marquez. And suggested retail of $49.99, and we have one available tonight for $20.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, it's very great, very cool cover, very cool pickup. You know, I was at Scarefest last year. I got to meet Bruce Campbell, you know, star of Army of Darkness. And that's when I got to meet Bill Moseley. And I don't know if it was Jay or Kyle who asked, but yes, I still have my Chop Top signed photo from Bill Moseley.
Nice.
So, there you go.
All right. So that's going to be available. I got to get through some books here. All right. So then we had, and we do have Steve C. We do have some more boys books available tonight. I'll get to those in a second. Then we had Spawn number 301, blank variant, signed with Spawn cover sketch by Ken Hazer. It's just retail of $89.99. We have the one available for $50 tonight. I know Ron probably has this. I feel like he definitely has this.
This is a great way for a Spawn fan to kind of pick up something unique for a reasonable
100%.
price. Almost everything Spawn now has just really shot up in price.
Right.
This is a great way to get something for $50.
And Ron, we're definitely working on getting more cover sketches from Hazers, but also others like Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. So we're working on that.
Oh, you want him to dress up for you? I'll go outside you.
Well, he actually volunteered. He said he'd come back on the show and color one for us. So should be some interesting stuff. So we will have new stuff coming up soon. I know we've been running a little bit thin, but don't worry, we got it coming. All right. So next up, we got The Boys Highland Laddie #1, signed by co-creator Garth Ennis.
Nice.
We also have the one available for $60. Yeah, I figured, Ron. So as I said, we're working on getting the new ones in as quickly as we can.
We had a discussion about this, and I think the popularity of The Boys, both the comic and the show, in different ways. I think Yui was supposed to be like the lead or central character here.
Right.
And Yui sort of, I don't want to say he got buried, but I think readers were less interested in Yui and much more interested in Butcher and or Homelander.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the world itself. I think Yui, I don't want to say Yui became a creative casualty, but when you hear people talk about The Boys, nobody really mentions Yui.
Agreed. All right. So Steve C is claiming it. You got it, Steve C.
If you have any more boys, you might want to put that up so we can see.
That's it for tonight. But I will try to, Steve, if you're going to join us again, I will try to get more boys items on there. Obviously, you are a super fan. All right. So let's see. What do we got left here? Let me see here. Okay. So then we have, some more Dynamite titles. So we have John Carter Mars #5, Fiery Red Linsner cover. And we have suggested retail of $50, and we have one available for $40.
It's a great work. If you're a Linsner fan, this is a great book to see his line work.
Yes.
Because, with all the painting and whatever, you don't see that much.
Yeah, I love that. A few weeks ago, Nick came in and told us that, he turns in line work to you guys, but then he fully paints.
He paints it.
So
Yeah,
cool.
That's when people are like, why doesn't he do more? Well, I mean, that's
his painting is amazing, right? And he does these covers, and he's prolific as a cover artist, right? But
that's what I was
if he just did line work, he would probably be able to do 5 books a month. I mean, it's absolutely, this is you could totally give this to an inker, to a colorist, and this would be good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Preston is asking who's looking for the collar. All right, that actually somebody I know, so I can't goof on that. So I have to call them back. All right, so Preston, who's looking for a collar. All right, so next up, what do we got here? We've got Vampirella, Year 1, #2. Lucio Perillo, red tint cover. It's just a retail of $50, and we have the one available for $40. Montero calling Marcus. Oh, now that I've gone public with it, we're all looking for him now. All right, so that is available for $40. We have one available.
You're a Vampirella fan. That's
Lucio Perillo is just phenomenal. I mean, his work is just.
Well, we've talked about this on a bunch of shows. Talent is undeniable, but there are artists, writers too, but it's easier to see with artists that they just connect with the character. They get it, and they make it their own in some way. And I think that's very much the case here. I mean, we've got tons of people that do Vampirella, great work, whatever, but Lucio Perillo is sort of, you know what I mean? That's your go-to Vampirella cover.
Right, I agree. All right, so last book of the night, and then we're going to go ahead and do a recap, a Rex cap. I'll start with the best offer items so everybody has enough time if they're interested. All right, so last book up is Red Sonja #12, Roberto Castro cover. Suggested retail of $50, and we have one available for $40.
That's a creepy cover, man.
All right, so that is a super cool cover as well by Mirka Andolfo. All right, so it is time for John's favorite part of the show. You know you love this part, John.
Not Batman again.
No, I only did one Batman, but I counteracted that with the Green Hornet, so it should even out. All right, so first we had the where Rubenstein. I'll get to the gym early tonight. Hey, Creative Keep, what's going on, man? All right, so here we go. Dynamite 10-pack reader set. Suggested retail of $40 or higher. Cover price of $3.99. And we have it, as always, as a thank you to our viewers for $5. And then we had Aquaman 80th Anniversary #1, signed in silver by Dan Jurgens. This is a best offer book, and Miss Jen is in the lead at 15. Then we had Department of Truth #3, signed by James Tinian IV. Suggested retail of $39.99. It is a best offer book, and Miss Jen is in the lead at $5.
And this is one of these books where we recommend you, if you're not reading it, you should be.
All right, and then next best offer book was Spawn #321, variant cover, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. Miss Jen is also in the lead on that at 27. And then we had Immortal Red Sonja #1, premium virgin cover by David Nakayama. It is a best offer book and suggested retail of 100. And Preston is going to run away with this with a steal, and he is in the lead at 7. And then we had Mighty Morphin's Power Rangers #1, signed by Kyle Higgins and Ken Hazer, with blue Power Ranger cover sketch by Ken Hazer. It is a best offer book starting at 10. And currently there are no bids on that. All right. So now let's go ahead and get to everything else. Let's see. We had Betty Page #1, signed in gold by David Avalon. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available for $50.
I'm going to tell Dave if nobody buys this, it's because his signature is poor.
Well, I'm sure you'll text him.
Absolutely will. Dave.
He needs to work on that Garth Ennis signature, right?
So, yeah, he and Garth Ennis must be hanging out. Army of Darkness, election special, signed in red by cover artist Anthony Marquez.
Just here to promote the thumbs up button. We're almost we're at 29 right now. We could love it if we hit at least 30 or more. That'd be great.
Suggested retail of $49.99, and we have one available.
Sorry, guys, but yes, we love it. Hit the like button.
Then we had Batman Prelude to the Wedding, Red Hood versus Anarchy #1, signed in silver by Tim Seeley. Suggested retail of $69.99, and we have one available for $35.
Richard Montero, hit the button.
Yeah, okay. Using my account probably. The Green Hornet Year 1 #1, signed by Alex Ross. Suggested retail of $199.99.
Ronald said that Creative just popped in to show him the Mary Jane CCA.
We have one available, #2 of 50 for $150. All right, so let's pop up.
Those are so nice, man.
All right, so let's pop up Avenging Spider-Man blank variant, signed with Mary Jane cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have it for $50. Now, Creative, Ron wanted to give you an opportunity to grab it if you want it. But if Creative Keep, you don't want it, Ron will take it. All right, so let us know before the end of the show. Where did I leave off?
Before this, you did Green Hornet.
Did I? Let's see. Yes, I did. All right, so then we still have one boys item left. The Boys Dear Becky #2, CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have the one available for $75.
Jerem just jumped in.
Jerem, what's going on, buddy? Glad you could join us, even though we're towards the end, but it's always so glad you can join us. All right, so then we had James Bond 007 #1, premium metal virgin cover by Tommy Lee Edwards. Suggested retail of $100, and we have the one available for $50. Then we had Spawn #301, blank variant, signed with Spawn cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have the one available for $50. Let's see. Then we had.
OUG says she thinks those are. Her boyfriend also thinks those are pasties. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt by saying that It was swimwear.
Which of the commission cover art did we sell so far?
Let's see. The Avenging Spider-Man, either Ron or Creative Keep. Ron. All right, so Ron is going to take that.
Ron's going to take the.
And then we have the Spawn, and then the Mighty Morphins.
Nice.
Those two have.
I saw the that Ron. I wanted to thank Ron for being so generous with John.
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Great community here as always. So not at all surprised. All right,
we love everybody but Richard Montero.
Yes,
and CGC now.
Yes, Richard Montero, dude. All right, so John Carter,
a name that will live in infamy.
Infamy.
So John Carter of Mars, number 5, Fiery Red Linsner cover.
Rex is getting fiery red. I'll tell you that.
Seriously. Suggested retail of 50, and we have the one available for 40.
I got to contact one of our creators when they're writing a story and beg them to put in a Richard Montero character, even if it's like the murder victim in the beginning or something.
Man. Todd McFarlane learned that with Tony Twist, man. You can't do that.
The art chemist. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. All right, so then we had Vampirella Year 1, number 2, Perio red tint cover. Suggested retail of 50, and we have one available for 40.
Yeah, that's the red light special. That's what TLC was talking about, man. I'll tell you that.
Right. There you go.
Creative Keep wants to know where the Department of Truth is at right now.
Department of Truth, Creative Keep is currently at 5, my friend.
Wow.
So if you want to get in on that.
I'm almost tempted to throw money at the metal cover of Red Sonja, but I don't want to take anything from our viewers.
All right. So I keep losing track. Where did I leave off again?
You're at Vampirella.
We just finished Vampirella Year 1.
All right. So then we had Red Sonja number 12, Roberto Castro cover. Suggested retail of 50, and we have one available for 40.
Yeah, I gotta have a talk with Roberto Castro. That's gonna keep me up at night, man. I don't want to see that.
All right, Creative. Got you down for 10.
You
buddy.
do those covers for a company I don't read, man. That's not happening.
It's like that scene out of Army of Darkness when
that's exactly what
right.
Like.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so then that's it. That's it for the recap. That's it.
All right, now Rex, we still doing the giveaway, right?
You know what? I got to find something to give away, my friend.
Well,
what did we give away last time? Do you remember?
No. Oh, it was the not safe for work Deja Thor's card. Is what we gave away last week.
Yes. All right. So tonight, you know what? Let's give away the Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids ash can.
Nice.
So nostalgic title. It's been really if you don't mind. Been really popular. Obviously, Top's doing a great job combining the two IPs, and we are able to get in on the comic publishing of it, and had some great reactions.
And
we've been, believe it or not, we've been selling an ash can for $20 all day long. So, so that will be the prize. And you know what? What do you think, Robbie? Should we just do it before the end?
Whenever
it's tight. So let's do the drawing now.
You want to do it now?
Sure. Why not?
All right. Yeah, I'm down. All right. So all you had to do was join us live on the show Friday or comment afterwards. Me and Rex do a show every Friday night or every Friday morning. Actually, it's at noon Eastern.
At night.
Yeah, it used to be. All right, here we go. Spinning the wheel. This is all you have to do is be a commenter or a participator in the chat. The winner. Oh, I actually know who this is. This is Scarpad's Comic Treks. Who said good conversation. So he thinks movies are getting, by the way, Scarpat thinks movies are getting worse. Not TV, but movies maybe. He says a lot of, he goes, hold on. He goes, a lot of streaming content is being made to fill schedules. I don't know. He says there's a good renaissance of TV, but movies maybe have been struggling.
Well,
you'll send me his info, right, Rob?
Yeah, I'll definitely get that from him and send it to you. Buddy.
I'm generally the person who's most recently seen a movie.
Yeah. Like what time is it?
No, but I went to see The Beast with Idris Elba. Really well done. It just, I don't know if they pale in comparison to the big budget movies or if it's just like they figure this isn't going to be a big budget movie, so we're going to kind of mail it in.
Right.
It was just very predictable. like the 5 or 6 good scenes in that movie you saw in the preview, and you just kind of sat through the rest.
Right.
And I wanted to see that movie. I'm the kind of guy that's going to root for the lion in that movie. But as long as it's a good movie, I'm fine with it.
Right. How creative
So there
people wants to know
might be something
how
to
was the CGI?
It was better than She-Hulk. I know. I have to say, I think I thought the CGI, for not a big budget movie, I thought the CGI was good.
Okay.
I can't really. But again, it was, if you ever saw a movie called like Ghost in the Darkness, I hate to say it, but it's really like they just said, let's modernize this. Like there's a little twist or whatever, but it's just not, yeah, they did kill the District 9 guy.
So
I mean, I would absolutely, one of the movie reviewers has like, see it immediately, maybe, or wait for it to watch it at home.
Right.
I would say something like that. You can probably just wait to watch it home. Not to mention, if you've seen the extended preview, you kind of know it.
Well, I'm totally doing that. We all know this.
I mean, you know what the movie is. There's literally no,
Does the movie fill its time well? Because when I saw the trailer, I was like, this looks like a movie that's going to have to keep doing weird stretch after weird stretch to fill 2 hours.
That's exactly, it's like they had 5 or 6 really good scenes. It's like a wrestling match. They have 5 or 6 really good spots, but the voice in the back tells them you need 18 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and that's what this is. Like, you kind of got the idea of what this was, right? Guy, his kids are reconnecting. They go on this thing. He was there before with his wife, blah, blah, blah. He meets the friendly guy, this, that. The next thing you know, the lion's killing people.
All right. So now the other question is
That's an hour and 10 minutes.
Really?
That's like an 80-minute movie.
That's short.
But when you scrape out, there's at least another 35 minutes that, 35 or 40 minutes, they could just cut. We get it. Like a parent fights to save their kid. If you love your kid, you try to save them. It's just.
So OUG says it's like, dude, let's catch the line. Oops, we keep missing.
That's exactly right. She's 100% right. Like I said, I don't want to totally hammer the movie because it was entertaining. But I always have to preface everything now as it was entertaining for me because I have to see one good movie a month to make my $20 worth it. Right? $22, whatever it is. After that, everything I'm getting is gravy. So if I walked into that movie and 2 tickets, soda, popcorn, or whatever, I'm at like $70. If I spent 2 hours getting an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes worth of story, I'm pretty upset. I'm pretty disappointed.
All right, so we're down to 5 minutes on the best offer, so I'm going to go through those real quick again. Aquaman 80th anniversary #1, signed in silver by Dan Jurgens. Best offer book, Miss Jen is in the lead at 15. Then we had Department of Truth #3, signed by James Tinian IV, and Creative Keep is in the lead at 10. And then we had Spawn #321, variant cover, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. Miss Jen is in the lead at 27.
Creative Keep, you're right. It's on Netflix now. It started on I think CBS. I think at one point Zoo was a network show. It's like an adaptation of a James Patterson book. And it's almost and I don't know how many times you can tell that the animals have gone wild story and make it worth, I got to get in my car, I got to drive down the theater, parking.
You said based on a James Patterson book?
The Netflix show Zoo
is Morgan Freeman in it?
Heavily kind of borrows from.
If Morgan Freeman's in it, not in it, I don't care.
All right, so then we had the Immortal Red Sonja #1, premium virgin cover by David Nakayama. Best offer book, Preston is in the lead at 7.
$7. I'll tell you right now, I certainly don't want to root against anybody, but I don't want to hear anyone say, oh, there's no bargains to be had. That is a metal cover of one of Dynamite's most popular characters, and someone's going to pick that up for $7 or maybe $10.
All right, so Triple B is at 10.
So Nick is hooking you up.
These best offers are crazy. Nick's been eating veggie sandwiches for weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Nick is.
You need some spam.
The Dynamite board has asked me to bring him a cheesesteak.
All right,
so
Preston is at 12. All right, gotcha, Preston. Steve C. Yeah, you're gonna have to come in. Right now, the high claim is 12.
15.
All right, so where Rubenstein's at 15.
All right, you got Chamorro Cinema's unable to comment apparently on his thing, but he says he wants to throw 10 on the Power Rangers.
Okay.
Chamorro Cinema, yeah.
Chamorro, got you down, buddy. So you
Steve
got
is
10.
at 20 for Red Sonja.
Okay, so Steve C is at 20.
We're getting some action on this Red Sonja.
I know.
We've had this spam here for a while.
But that's okay.
A while
It hasn't
back.
been years, right?
No, it has not been years.
OUG, if you need spam, I'll send you a signed copy of spam. You just send me your address.
The sales date is 2037.
Is it really? Because mine's only 2025, but I'm sure it's still safe to eat after that.
The look on your face was great.
All right, so Steve C is at 25 on Red Sonja, I assume. All right,
I know,
buddy.
Eugene. I made a spam
And then,
burrito for
Creative is at 15 on the Power Ranger. Gotcha, Creative. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I remade the spam burrito I made for you. I remade over the weekend.
You never made me a spam burrito.
Oh, didn't I? I brought it to you as a whole thing.
No,
You got a spam burrito? Send me the recipe.
Sure? You want me to show you? You want me to show you the picture?
Was it another friend of yours?
No, it was in a big styrofoam.
Did I
thing.
eat it?
brought it home. You said your wife. Yeah, you.
Was I
Hey,
drinking?
Rex, look at Marcus's
Your
comment.
girlfriend like it?
I don't have a girlfriend. My
Your
daughter.
daughter.
Yes, I did have it. Yes.
Man.
Spam expiration, Blade Runner 2049. Neither of those things, neither the spam or 2049 was good for you. So hopefully Amy was watching. She loves that.
So we're at what, 25 for it?
I believe. Let me see. Yes, Steve
We need a
C.
Batman sketch cover where Batman is holding can't spam. Let's see that. That'd be cool.
That we need to make a note of that.
How much do you think we could get if he just did it doesn't matter what the comic is. Get Ken just to do a remark of like a can of spam. I bet you could sell that. I guarantee it. I guarantee
You know
it.
what would be a good remark for spam for Ken to do?
What?
Rorschach from The Watchmen, because there's that scene where
Because he eats canned beans.
at Night Owl's house.
He ate all my beans, man. Why is he got to come in and eat all my
spam
beans?
with the mask up?
That would be great. Look for any blank covers y'all got to Watchmen before watching.
That's right. Tune in every Monday and Wednesday for the creative genius that is us.
Us.
My Lord, I don't even know how we first started talking about spam. That was over a year ago. Just sort of entered.
I think maybe Kyle brought it up, or we talked about it, and then Kyle.
I don't know what the heck.
It's literally changed lives though, because like
Interesting.
when I brought it up,
Yeah.
I brought it up one day, and John goes crazy about spam musubi, and now we got a Hawaiian barbecue restaurant in my town, and I eat that stuff like once a week. I eat spam musubi from them. Like it's amazing.
Wayne's a pain. What's happening, buddy?
They got this like soy sweet sauce that goes with it. It's so good, man. Oh my goodness. So thank you for changing my life, John. As far as spam musubi.
All right, now I do remember what he's talking about. You even had some sort of like not styrofoam container. It was some sort of.
It was like
that eco-friendly.
Yeah, it was
stuff.
an eco-friendly container.
Yeah, now I do remember. And my daughter did love it. She's like, "What is this?" I go, "Spam." She goes, "What?"
Yeah. I actually recreated it and I rolled them into. I took 3 burrito shells and I made like one of like the baby size burritos. So
I think my daughter's problem with spam was that when she was little, I kind of made like spam and eggs for breakfast, and I opened a can and popped it out.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
She's like, "Oh, what's that, dog food?" I'm like, "Well, not exactly."
Yeah, it's not appealing fresh out of the can, is it?
It is not.
You gotta kind of.
And I know people that eat it. I know people that eat it raw out of the can. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I can.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I'm not gonna
I mean,
lie.
I know you can, but
two slices of bread, Wonder Bread. Hey,
you didn't even have a hot plate, then, did you? Like, come on, man.
The hot plate was just, it was a dangerous thing to have for a bunch of guys in college.
That's true.
Drinking.
I'll tell you what, though, there is nothing still better than thinly sliced spam fried up in a pan. It's so good.
Dwayne's a pain. A new character. There's something there.
Bomb. There is something there.
Oh, UG's like, we should get a spider ham, like spider ham holding some spider spam.
That would be
That'd be a
cool.
good one.
My God, somebody should write this stuff down.
Spider spam. I know. So I'll tell you the next episode we'll talk about when I brought a grill. You know how people brought hot plates to college?
Mhm.
I brought a grill.
See, that's how you make lots of friends.
Like a grill. And they were like, you can't bring that in the dorms. So for 18 or 19 days in a row, we just cooked in the quad. And then finally campus security is like, dude.
Yeah. They're like, sir, this is it's 1948. You can't bring a grill in here.
Oh, 1948. Ouch. Manuel, hey, buddy.
It was for the Army-Navy game.
Spam fried rice. Yep, it works. It absolutely works. Spam is just universal, man.
We can see you now, Manny. Man, well, I wonder what Manny did to get Tomorrow Cinema blocked from YouTube. Come on.
In high school, I found out they don't like you cooking a hot dog on a Bunsen burner.
Yeah, they're funny that way.
They didn't think that at all either.
That reminds me,
They're
real
really
quick.
funny
In
that
high school, in a home economics class, we had one of those free Fridays where you could cook whatever you wanted. I brought a frozen pizza. Easy
Nice.
100, right? I left the cardboard on that frozen pizza. How do you fail a free Friday on home ec? That's how.
So, Robbie, are you doing the movie review tonight?
No, we're still on a
Okay,
break, but
gotcha.
Horror Fest starts this upcoming Saturday night on Dylan's Horror Show with Life Force, and then next week, Scream, the entire franchise on PCP Movie Night.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
And
It's Halloween
yeah,
time, y'all. Get ready.
and we have Mishmash on the EXP right after this
Is
show.
it right after us?
It is right after us, I believe. Yes, 8 p.m. So
We just gotta find out you won books, right?
yeah. So
Everybody, thanks for joining us. We have a lot of fun
we
doing
always
this. No
have a
problem,
blast
of
doing
course.
this, and it's really the viewers that make it
I
happen.
think they already posted it, but check out Robbie's show. I think the link has been posted.
Yes,
in the room.
Pop Culture Philosophers. Definitely join us Friday at noon Eastern time.
Manuel
You never know.
fried rice.
You never know what topic Robbie will pick, but it's usually a good time.
Bob and Bobby had fun.
Bob and Bobby, what's going on, man?
What's up, Bob and Bobby?
Have a good night, Dwayne.
All right, so thank you, everybody. Keep in mind, we will be back Wednesday
Who's
night
been pushing
with
the buttons back there? It's JD.
Jay. We'll be back Wednesday night with our buddy Alec, and then Nick will be back on Friday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern for the original art show. So thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you
Catch
Wednesday.
Miss Jen next.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is